Oh, hi. How are you? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this has been an interesting day for me. I just got back to Denver, just got back home. Yay, hoo-hoo. Let's see, Tuesday night. And this is Thursday. Woke up this morning, couldn't take a shower. That was kind of a bummer. So, yeah, quick sponge bath and get on the road, get to deep space. And this is what we get for the hair because the hair didn't look so good this morning and I couldn't do anything about it. So, anyhow, this is what you're getting today. But we're gonna have fun with the seven chakras, and I do love the chakras. And so let's get going. The chakras are related to the four bodies that we've talked about in the past. We've talked about the physical body, the mind, the emotions, and spirit. So when we're talking chakras, the chakras are heavily related to the spirit body. In the past, when we've talked about the spirit body, we've talked about your that's where your values are at. That is where your the knowledge of who you really are and what your life purpose is at. That's where your tolerance lies as well. But so does the chakras, and the chakras. Um, um, in order to truly understand the spirit body, the chakras need to come into play, the knowledge of the chakras. So that's what I want to do for you today is help you to understand overall what the chakras are doing for you. In following weeks, we're going to deep dive some of these chakras. But for right now, we're going to do an overall. And so what is the chakras? The chakra is life force. Some people call it life force, prana. It's the energy, and I do refer to it as the energy from source, source of all that is, the source of creation. Some people refer to it as God. It's that energy source that is coming through you and keeping you healthy. And it's moving through the chakras, and each of the chakras are actually responsible for different organs. They're responsible for different feelings and different thoughts, and we'll get into that in a little bit more. But this is in order for your emotional, your mental, and your physical body to all be healthy. Your chakras need to be open, and they need to be running at a good rate, and we'll talk about that as well. So, chakra in Sanskrit, it means wheel or disc, and that's because it is an energy that is that is running in a wheel, and the energy does go up, and the to the next chakra, the energy goes out to the organs, but it is running in a circle or a disc. Okay, so like I said, there are seven main chakras. They start at the bottom, base of your oh my goodness, the base of your spine. I'll just say that because I can't think of the tailbone. There we are. Okay, so that's the root chakra. And then they run up all the way, seven of them, all the way up your spine to your crown. And so that's the seven chakras, and well, we'll name them later. We'll name them as we get to the details of each of them. So we've talked in the past about, we've talked in the past about our past. So we've talked about how there's a situation that's currently in front of us, and what our brain does is it looks at the past situations that we've had to try and figure out how to deal with the current one in front of us. And a lot of times, if there's a lot of stored darker feelings, darker thoughts, and that type of stuff, that's what your brain is pulling up. And so if your brain's pulling that up, you're going to end up recreating your past. And that's where we get into that Groundhog Day situation that nobody really likes. So having the chakras open means that if they're flowing right, then you don't have a lot of those stored dark emotions and those stored dark thoughts, and so that's why we really need to concentrate on this, because we don't want your brain kind of picking that kind of stuff up so easily, and we do want to start living in the present moment, and we need to stop living in the past and recreating that in our future. We a great example of that, and I think a lot of us kind of relate to this in these day and age of what I call fear mongering that's going on, is things that have happened in the past that have caused us fear. We're looking at situations that kind of somewhat similar to that, and so we're afraid of it. And because we're afraid of it, because it's happened this way in the past, now we're recreating that in our future. So we need to be a little bit careful about that. And so I did talk about the unprocessed emotions, the unprocessed feelings. They get stored in our chakras, and each chakra is actually responsible for different feelings. I don't know if I mentioned that, but if I did, it's okay if I repeat it, right? And in the following weeks, we are going to be discussing, which emotions and which thoughts are at which chakra, which organs are at which chakras. We're going to discuss how you know if a chakra is blocked. And then today, though, I'm going to give you some things that you can do to start working on unblocking your chakras. And we'll talk more in detail about that with each chakra. So that'll help you guys out a lot. So when not only are our feelings and our thoughts causing our chakras to be blocked or unaligned, there's also, physical injuries can cause it, because a physical injury, if your physical body is a little bit off, your chakra may not be aligned quite right to your, to where it needs to be. And therefore, it's not getting the right amount of energy. And then your next chakra is not getting the energy it needs as well. Pollutions and toxins. This is why we do detoxes, is because those will affect your chakras. So, do consider what kind of a detox you want to look at to help your chakras if you do believe any of them are blocked. And just so that you know, in my program, I do have a full questionnaire, and this full questionnaire that I do with people, it does let me know what chakras are blocked. And it does take a while to fill this one out, but this is if somebody really wants to know what's causing a lot of their ailments and which chakras are blocked and which chakras they need to work on the most. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So I've talked about it being open and aligned, and I talked about the alignment going up your spine. But what I haven't talked about is the how the energy kind of moves. The energy can actually be underperforming or underactive. It could be overactive, or it could be, performing just right. So kind of sounded like Goldilocks there. Sorry. So, but if it's underperforming, then certain different emotions are going to be at that chakra than if it's overperforming. And so when we get to the individual chakras, I'll let you know what's going on there, and whether you'll know if it's underperforming or overperforming. So, or underactive, overactive. So we'll know that as well. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about the four bodies, because the four bodies do have to do with how you want to help your chakras. The four bodies are intimately entangled, if you will, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And you can unblock and realign your chakras through one of those four methods. And so I kind of call them the four big boys. So when talking about physical, the main way that you would unblock and realign your chakras is through yoga. Yoga is absolutely amazing. And each chakra, in order to open it, has different poses. And so your yoga master would know that. I am not a yoga master. I cannot help with that. I can give you ideas of which poses, but I cannot tell you whether you're in the right pose to actually cause the chakra to open and realign and for the energy to move. So only a yoga master can do that, or yoga teacher. So if you're in the Denver area and you want to know of an amazing yoga teacher, I can let you know. So just you could DM me and ask me that. But yoga is also very spiritual, obviously, because it is moving the spirit within you. It's moving that energy. So it's not only physical, but it's spiritual. Emotionally, what we want for all of you is to be using heart math. And the reason you want to use heart math, we've talked about heart math a lot and how it helps you to manage your emotions. And you could do it in just 3 minutes of time. But when you're not managing your emotions, they're getting stored in your chakras. When they're getting stored in your chakras, your chakra becomes blocked. You don't want that chakra blocked. So, and here's the other thing, is that when you are starting to open up your chakras, those emotions are going to come up and they're going to need to be processed. Well, if they need to be processed, you need to have the tools in your tool belt so that you can process them appropriately so they don't get restored right? So as the emotion is coming up, you manage that emotion through heart math, and because you've managed it, it's no longer going to get stored there, and therefore that chakra can stay more open than it has in the past. And that's a really good thing, because when you're doing yoga, or you want to constantly be moving forward. You don't want to have to, because you stored it back in there, now you have to move backwards again. So heart math is really important for that. So physical yoga, for your emotional body, heart math, for your mind, meditation. I'm really big on meditation. This helps you to move your thoughts along. Again, you don't want those thoughts to get stuck right back in that chakra again. So, and you don't want new negative thoughts getting stuck in that chakra. So you want to be able to manage your emotions that are currently in your day to day, and you want to be able to manage the thoughts that are coming up while you're opening up those chakras. So so that it's another tool in your tool belt, and it's not just meditation, but it's also mindfulness techniques. I have different techniques that we can use in that whole arena. So that's really good there as well. And then, of course, the spiritual body. Don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I am a Reiki master teacher, and that is what I use to actually move the energy through Reiki. And it's actually, it is amazing. I do, because I am a Reiki master teacher, I can feel people's energy and how it's moving through my hands. And, that enables me to be able to open that chakra and know what to do through my training to get the chakras to open and move at the correct rate. So Reiki is something that I would definitely support. I don't know if you know this, but Reiki can also be done long distance because of quantum physics. Maybe I'll go into that some other time, but there is an entanglement there, and I am fully trained and can do the long distance Reiki as well. There are secondary ways that you can help clear your chakras. Those secondary ways, I call them secondary, not the big boys, because you do need to have one of the big boys going, and the secondary ones are kind of like the supporting actors. They're the ones that are helping and helping them to go faster. So that would be herbs. You could do herbal teas. You could put more the specific herbs in your recipes that for that chakra that you're trying to open up. There's homeopathy, aromatherapy. There's crystal therapy. Each chakra has its own crystal, so there's all kinds of different ways. Secondary, I do consider secondary. I do believe you need to either have the yoga, the or the Reiki occurring to help move it along, and then, like we talked about, why you need the emotional and the mental. So like I said, these bodies are intimately entangled, and because they are, using one of the big boys is going to affect all of the other bodies. So you're using yoga, you're going to, obviously affect your physical body, and you will affect your spiritual body as well. It also helps to, and it does help with the emotional and the mental. Yoga is really good. And so one thing that I do want to mention, and I will talk about this more when I talk about the root chakra, but you don't want to work on all your chakras at once. You do want to concentrate on the one that is most blocked, and try and open that. And we'll talk about that more when we get to the root chakra, because I think that's the one that is blocked for a lot of people. So root chakra, we'll be talking about that next week. But I do want to mention also that I do have a free workshop that's coming up. This workshop is May 8th through May 12th, and you're going to want to register for this one. One of the things that I am doing is I'm going to, on one of the 5 days, it's only an hour a day from 11 to 12, and on one of those days, for a half hour of it, I am going to do a guided meditation. Be half hour, 45 minutes. This one will take a guided meditation on opening your chakras. So you're going to learn how meditation can actually open the chakras, or a guided meditation, and you're going to learn what it feels like to actually have a chakra open up for you. So it is an amazing feeling. And so I hope you can attend. I am going to put the link I don't think I put the link when I put the description out, but I'll edit the post and I will put the link in for you so that you can sign up for for this workshop. And I'll post about it several times. So there's it would be hard for you to miss one of the posts that's going to be coming out on the workshop. Okay. All right. Well, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And next week we'll be talking about the root chakra. All right. Thanks, guys.